Have you ever imagined witnessing something so impactful that, in the blink of an eye, it can completely transform the hearts of those involved? Well, what we're going to tell you today is one of those stories that can send shivers down your spine and make you rethink your faith, your way of facing challenges, and even your attitudes towards spiritual matters. It is impressive to see how, even amidst the disbelief of some and the threats of disorder, the divine protection and strength of Our Lady are revealed in an overwhelming way. What happened was captured by a drone, but what was actually recorded there transcends any technological image. It shows the action of God in the life of each person who believes, intercedes, and remains firm in what they believe. If you feel in your heart that this is a moment of unity and prayer, write the names of people and relatives who need prayer in the comments right now, because we will add all of these names to our main prayer with a rosary. Our story begins in a small town in the countryside, known for its religious traditions and, above all, for keeping the processions in honor of Our Lady alive. Every year, believers from all over the world would come together to celebrate and give thanks for blessings received, forming a long and intense walk of faith, full of songs and prayers. However, this year in particular, a rumor arose that a group of atheists, bothered by the strength of this religious manifestation, were planning a way to disrupt the event and, in a way, tarnish the faith of the participants. Word in the town was that they intended to do the worst: create a commotion, generate disorder, offend the sacred images, all to demoralize what they considered a senseless ritual. Little did they know that the unexpected and the invisible act precisely at the moment when we try to go against the sacred. As the procession approached, several believers began to suspect strange movements, noticing unknown people circling the place where everything would take place. The atmosphere became tense as rumors were being confirmed, and somehow, fear of possible trouble began to take hold of many. However, faith was greater than fear. Amidst this climate of fear and apprehension, the idea arose of using a drone to fly over the area surrounding the procession route and try to ensure that any outbreak of trouble would be detected quickly, giving the organizers time to call local security. And it was precisely during this flyover that something incredible happened. Scenes were recorded that left everyone speechless, proving that when Our Lady is present, evil is dispelled by the light of divine intercession. The drone, operated by a young devotee who had learned to use the device as a hobby, ended up capturing the movement of some people acting suspiciously, who were trying to hide behind walls and trees further away. The idea was to infiltrate the main point of the procession and, at that crucial moment when the faithful were concentrated in prayer, start a riot to end the devotion by force. However, what the drone footage showed was even more surprising. As the procession approached, singing songs of praise and powerful prayers of the Holy Rosary, something changed in the behavior of that group. It seemed that the presence of Our Lady, accompanied by the voices and hearts of the faithful, radiated a different feeling, something that only faith can explain. Emotional reports tell that, when faced with the intensity of the prayers and the devotion of those faithful, the group of atheists, who until then had harbored feelings of hostility, began to hesitate. As if the luminous force of the prayers echoed in every corner, they simply could not go ahead with the disturbance they had planned. The anger and disdain they had harbored were replaced by a certain perplexity, accompanied by a silence that spoke volumes. It was as if, at that moment, they had been touched by something greater and undeniable, and there was no way to pretend that that moment was not special. It was all captured by the drone lens, a true record of faith that certainly made many people emotional when they saw the instant change in the once hardened faces. Like a chain of faith that cannot be broken, the procession continued steadily, carrying the image of Our Lady with flowers, candles, and the songs echoing throughout the city. It is important to emphasize that all this power does not come only from the image itself, but from what it represents: unconditional love, maternal protection, and the constant presence of Mary in our lives. For the faithful, Our Lady is the faithful intercessor who takes our requests to her Son, and that day, it was clear that she is also capable of touching the most incredulous hearts. The drone footage even showed some of these people who had been hiding suddenly joining the procession, albeit hesitantly, but with a different look, as if they recognized that there is something beyond what the physical eyes can see. The event gained repercussion not only among local residents, but also in other regions, as the video recorded by the drone was shared on social media, reaching thousands of views in a short time. Many people commented that, when watching the material, they felt the presence and strength of Our Lady, confirming that miracles happen all the time when there is true faith. And so, even those who did not witness the procession in person were able to feel the unity of the faithful and divine mercy acting in a concrete way. The group of atheists, surprised by all that manifestation that was not only external, but also affected their inner selves, ended up dispersing peacefully. Some even confessed that they did not expect to be overcome by a feeling of peace when hearing the prayers and seeing the serenity of those who believe. After the events, many residents were certain that faith, combined with the wisdom of taking precautions with technology, such as the use of drones for security, was what ensured the peacefulness of the procession and, above all, a great lesson in humility for those who thought of acting in bad faith. It was clear that, when Jesus and Our Lady are present, there is no obstacle that can resist the power of love and forgiveness. That city was taken over by a wave of gratitude and spiritual renewal. And to this day people talk about this event as the day when unbelievers gave up on the worst. All of this served to reinforce how much we need to be attentive to the call of faith and keep our hearts open to what is good and true, because God acts in the details, showing that nothing is impossible for those who believe. This story teaches us a lot about our daily lives. So often we wake up without motivation, we let the routine consume us, and we end up forgetting the importance of praying, meditating, and dedicating a few minutes to connect with the divine. Some people think that prayer is just a ritual, but in practice, it transforms realities, heals wounds from the past, calms afflicted hearts, and gives us strength to deal with life's challenges. By praying the Holy Rosary, for example, we find the path to forgiveness, to ask for more conversions, and to maintain the inner peace that we so need. Whenever possible, include in your prayers the names of those who most need grace, whether it be someone close to you or even someone far away who you know is suffering. Take the opportunity to write in the comments the name of the person you would like to include in our prayers. We will include them all in the main rosary, asking Our Lady to intercede for each one. Now I want to know from you. What do you think of this remarkable story that shows atheists giving up on doing their worst when they see the power of faith manifesting itself so clearly? Leave your opinion in the comments, share your thoughts on this event, and even tell us if you have experienced something similar in your community. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, take this moment to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our posts. Leave a like to help us bring more impactful stories like this to everyone who needs a word of hope and faith. May Our Lady bless your path, and may you continue steadfast on your spiritual journey, because there is always room for divine grace to act in our hearts.